Yes, I do, because I'm a Navajo citizen, and my family is very involved in Navajo politics, and it's just something I value and learn from them. So.
Okay.
No, I don't vote in the Navajo elections because I live in the city and I'm not a registered voter for the Navajo government.
Yes, I do. Since I'm a citizen of the Navajo Nation, I think it's my obligation and responsibility to vote and to participate in the electoral process.
Okay. I haven't voted in a Navajo election yet. This first year I was going to register to vote and I was so busy with work that I didn't do it. I think that's a big problem for people that live in the city, especially, is that they don't vote in elections in their hometown.
Yes, I do vote in the tribal elections. I vote in Sweetwater, Arizona. That is my chapter. I vote mostly because I feel that's my responsibility. In regards, because one, I'm a resident of Albuquerque for employment purposes, but for the most part, I still feel that it is my responsibility to vote at home.
Probably the number one value I hold, or characteristic that I'd like to see in our Navajo leaders, is having ethics and integrity. Just so it's someone who has ethics and integrity is someone you can trust and believe, and you know that they're leading from the heart as opposed to any other kind of influence in their lives.
Mm-hmm. Great.
I'd like a strong candidate who's going to be able to make the tough decisions. Sometimes they're not the most favorable decisions or the most popular decisions, but I want a leader who can make those decisions and make those decisions because they're the right decisions. And I also want a leader that is going to make changes, not follow the easy route or follow the most popular way we want. So.
Integrity has a responsibility and a recognition of service to the community and to the nation as a whole. A person who is ethical, a person who really has the drive and passion to want to service and help communities and the Navajo Nation as a whole.
He or she should definitely have previous experience with some type of local government, city government. It'd be great if it was tribal related, but I think any type of experience in any type of politics, whether that be on a large scale, federal, national, local, city government, I think that's great because I think they better understand that.
They would have to possess the values of integrity, one, honesty, for sure. I'd say just pure leadership that shines through, just because, for one, we've struggled with leadership.
That's a good question. There's a lot for the Navajo Nation to achieve that I'd like to see, and in particular, my work is looking at Navajo language revitalization issues, and I'd really like to see a stronger focus on that. There's lots of programs and pockets of things going on across the Navajo Nation to revitalize our language, but I don't see a large governmental effort.
There's so many things that I think that they can achieve in the future. I really think that education is very poor in the Navajo reservation. I think that's one thing that they should strive to be better about. Getting teachers out there who are qualified and understand, and getting school systems up to date to where the curriculum is a lot more rigorous than what it is right now. being able to get our students on our Navajo reservation into a college.
Well, I would like for the Navajo Nation to be a decolonized Native nation. I'd like it for it to be a nation that really recognizes and acknowledges its culture, its history, and also the diversity of the nation.
I think better opportunities for small businesses to be able to open on the reservations, but also off of the reservations. But I think to have better resources for smaller businesses so that we're not just relying on bigger things like the casino and other outside franchises.
I think that's something that most tribes struggle with, in that looking at our agreements, whether or not treaty, but also just looking at agreements on how much power we actually have over our own resources.
Well, aside from language revitalization, just general cultural continuity and livelihood, and seeing our communities transform in ways that we define, I guess, as Navajo people, but in ways that are going to support that cultural continuity.
Yeah. I think, of course, education is a big one. It's really important to make sure that we educate ourselves, both in the traditional form and in the, I don't know, the white per se form. We want to know and live both worlds as best as we can.
Well, quite a few. I would say you have the issue about environmental protection, sustainability. You have issues regarding the protection of Navajo elders. You have the issue of crime prevention. You have another important issue regarding education and health and spirituality, in the sense of not only for elders but also for the younger generations.
The education system is a big one. I do know some people that teach on the reservation, and their main concern is that they either don't have enough money, or programs are cut, or they don't have the resources they need, or the resources that they want to have to be able to teach students a lot more effectively.
I would say, for the most part, resource extraction is a huge issue right now, just because it is something that is always on the, it's something always in conversations, whether or not we are going to tap into this resource.
And I think through education, that's a good way to connect to youth and young adults in colleges, and that's where I work. So they could help, I guess, me in my work just by being open to being present, at different events and functions that we have. But my personal goals and dreams of, ensuring my own children maintain a sense of Navajo-ness and pride in that.
Striving to be a better person and accomplish better things so that maybe I can go back and help the community. I wasn't fortunate enough to actually grow up on a reservation, so I'd hope that, I can take these things that are my strong points, which is education and kind of having a really strong mind to be able to see those changes, but go in and make those changes without offending anybody.
What the Navajo Nation can help, in the sense, is that the students that they're educating, the younger people that are coming up, the issues that they're concerned about, their priorities, is a recognition of that and an acknowledgement of that, and encouraging of those students to come and think about getting a degree in Native American Studies. That's an area that a lot of people don't think about when they think about going to college.
I definitely at some point want to go back to the reservation. for just to, like how some people, they go to school off the reservation and then they go back to try and help their community out. That's something that I want to do, because a lot of the people that I grew up with still live on the reservation, and I see some of the things that they struggle with.
What I get from this culture, what I get from this identity, is just the support that I need to, the philosophy and everything to help me day to day for the most part. Because because we could talk about, okay, are they going to offer me, opportunities surrounding scholarships? I haven't been able to access that.
A good leader is someone who is open-minded and listens, and tries to represent the interests of their people rather than just push their own agenda, unless their agenda is driven by, the interests of their people. But I also think it is important for a leader to have that self-confidence.
A good leader is someone who's going to listen. Someone who's going to listen to the people, even though it's so many different opinions out there and so many different views, but who's going to take each and every part of those little views and try and implement it into one cohesive choice.
I think a good leader recognizes that if they're chosen to lead, that they are doing a service for their community and for their family and for the nation as a whole. And with that recognition of service, there are certain responsibilities and obligations that they have.
A good leader, I think, is somebody who listens to even the smallest, the lowest person on the totem pole, listening to their opinions, taking those into consideration, being smart about, of course, the financial aspect of it. But I think a big part of being a great leader is listening to the people.
A leader is someone who thinks about others and places them for, their personal agendas. Because for the most part, as a leader, you have to consider, who are you representing?